Hello. Thanks so much for joining us today. Voting has been completed for the first round of April Madness. There have been some blowouts, some upsets, and some amazing games played.
That's right, Bethany. We're going to get to some of those games here in a moment, but I want to give you a little rundown on how you can play at home. I will tell you how these games are being scored. So on the outside, in the first round, on both sides, these are worth 1 point. For every game you win, you get 1 point. Tally them up, put the score at the bottom. On the second round, starting tomorrow, the poll will go live. You get 2 points for every game you get right. Sweet 16, 3 points. Elite 8, 4 points. You get the idea, all the way down to the national champion. So if you'd like to play at home, you can score all those that sent in your brackets. I'll be looking at those and scoring those as well. Bethany, what was a game that you thought was interesting this round?
Batman beat the Beatles.
Oh boy, that was a great game. Batman did beat the Beatles 57-43. We're going with percentages, so the numbers we're shooting out are percentages. 57% of the vote went to Batman. Fruit bats versus toilet paper. We saw this coming. I'm surprised anybody voted for fruit bats at all. 93-7 blowout win for toilet paper. One of the games that we had to have a tiebreaker on was Randy Dorn versus Narnia. I was surprised by this. I was expecting Randy Dorn to mop up. It was a tie, and we had to do a tiebreaker. Randy Dorn ended up winning 57-43.
Darn it. I was hoping for Narnia.
Oh, boy. Some other ones that were of interest. County Fair versus a Hot Cup of Coffee. Early on, Hot Cup of Coffee was winning, but then I think some of the older votes started coming in. I posted it to the entire church, and all of a sudden County Fair started jumping up there. Came from behind, 53-47 win for County Fair.
It's got to be said, though, it wasn't really a fair game.
I don't know about that one, Bethany. It seemed pretty fair to me. Down here, let's see. A beach in Hawaii. Again, a surprising win over ice cream. I expected beach in Hawaii to win, but not by 80-20. That surprised me quite a bit. The South Division had a bunch of other interesting games. Bethany, what was a good game out of the South?
Well, one was the bacon and eggs versus a penny game. You could really see as you watched the game that Bacon's desire to win was really egging them on to the success.
Oh boy. Some ones that were of interest to those of us who are sports fans and are actually playing this for realsies was Lawrence Baldhead versus Michael Jordan. I expected Lawrence Baldhead to go quite a ways, and he's already off to a good start, 63-37.
Wow.
That's a good game. David Bowie versus Armistice Day.
Does anyone know who those actually are?
I don't think a lot of the kids know who either one of those things are or what any of those things are because it was back and forth. Armistice Day did end up pulling it out 55-47. Also, another interesting one was planking versus mitochondria. Mitochondria lost this one. People would rather plank than vote for the powerhouse of the cell.
They've got a lot of power there.
I'm
shocked. Lot of power.
Very shocked. 62-37 goes to planking. And finally, England versus Patrick Mahomes. No love for the Chiefs. England dominating 87-13.
Well, that's clear because everyone should love the Vikings anyway.
And go Seahawks.
Now we have in the West Division, one very interesting game was a jet engine versus a Ford truck. Now, Ford really couldn't afford to let down on this game, and it showed. One of their chief players was found broken down on the side of the road before the game, and they just couldn't bring it.
Oh, that hurts. I'm a Ford fan myself. Going down to Mutt Hut Chicken versus Dragons. I know several of the youth had Dragons going a long ways. Unfortunately, it was knocked out by that tasty Mutt Hut Chicken, 53-47. TikTok versus Cuckoo Clock. I think we saw this coming, and the youth vote really shows here. 89-11.
Poppy had to say cuckoo.
Oh, boy. Also, Teddy Roosevelt versus NyQuil. A little inside information. Daniel has Teddy Roosevelt going to the final, and he is starting off strong, 79-21.
Wow, that's a blowout.
That's a blowout. Another blowout was Campfire versus Inner Ear and Baseball versus Hair Extensions. Campfire wins 95-5, and baseball wins 89-11.
No love for the inner ear.
I don't know about that. Over in the Midwest, some games that interested you, Bethany. Did you see National Parks versus Nosehair?
I did. And while everyone knows that Nosehair didn't have a chance, it was still interesting to see the blowout play out as it did.
Blowout. Interesting. Yes, that's right. National Parks 95-5, one of the biggest blowouts of this first round. Another one that you'd think would have been more of a blowout, maybe? I don't know. It was a tight game. Tough one to call. Your Mom versus Star Wars, but Your Mom comes in strong in the end, 84-16. No love for the Star Wars there, Bethany. Also, Systematic Theology versus Dry Erase Markers. I have to say, I voted for Dry Erase, but Systematic pulls it, 53-47.
It's interesting that you all chose sniffing dry erase markers over the Lord.
Only someone who would be interested in systematic theology would think you could get high sniffing dry erase markers.
I do love Wayne Grudem.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Rocky Mountains versus Captain America. I know some of you had Captain America going all the way. Sorry, Rocky Mountains took it, 53-47. And Bluetooth headphones over my home state of Idaho. I actually chose Bluetooth headphones. I'm sorry, Idaho. I'm all for you, but I'm planning to win. And I knew you would be picking Bluetooth headphones, 58-42.
One race that you forgot to mention was Snowflakes versus 5K races. Snowflakes pulled ahead, and it's snow mistake.
Oh, and that's a terrible pun to end on, but that's it for now. Pay attention to the polls. They're going to be coming out tomorrow with the new poll. It's going to be the second round. It's all going to be on one poll this time, so 16 games. Keep up the voting. That helps us keep this going. Any last words, Bethany, before we round out?
No, that's about it. I'm all out of puns.
All right. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you right back here when we give you the results of the second round.
I feel like last time we started a
Okay.
Okay, ready? Thanks for joining us today.
Should we redo that?
In some amazing games.
Oh, we're just starting right in on me.
Yeah. Ready, smile. Hello. Thanks so much.
I did that smile weird. Okay, are we doing the
You're the
cheesy
worst.
smile?
Are we?
I think we do cheesy smile.
Okay, should I do real or should I do cheesy?
Let's do a cheesy.
Okay, you ready?